Welcome back, everyone. I'm JayborinoPlays, and this is the Antioch Chronicles Remastered, custom campaign for Starcraft 2. We're heading into the second mission of Episode 1, Templars Surrounded, right? Yes. The first mission was fairly slow. Not much happened. It was the first mission. All we did was some buildings. We discussed croutons a little bit. So I'm looking forward to the rest of this campaign to see how it picks up. Twin warriors come to aid the besieged Protoss province of Antioch. The ability to create a side dampening field is quite rare. So I wonder if we're going to have heroes, twin heroes perhaps, and maybe one or both of them can create a side dampening field. I don't know what that is though, so let's see. Here we go.
Entaro Doom, Executor. It appears as though our suspicions were correct. Our forces in Antioch have been once again overrun by the Zerg. You must lead a detachment of our strongest warriors to free our brethren and liberate the temple located in the heart of the province. Joining you on this mission will be the twin warriors, Korun and Nurok, who have fought side by side, even after a fatal blow forced Nurok to take up residence within the cold shell of a dragoon. Though our resources have been spread thin, it is our belief that you should be able to rout the invading Zerg with a minimum of difficulty. Our scouts will continue to assess the situation in the surrounding areas while you conduct the rescue. Go now, and leave no Zerg to flee elsewhere.
Yes, very interesting. Alright, so well, let me turn the game speed up again. And then let's take a look at what we've got here. So we've got Korun, who sounds like he has unique dialogue. That's cool. Alright, so the original map makers of this made custom sounds just for the heroes, which is cool. Huh, cool. This kind of reminds me of Starcraft Subjection. I wonder if Subjection maybe took some cues from this campaign too. So this is really cool so far. I like this. And now we have heroes. Do we have a side dampening field on either of these guys? No. They both have the same amount of health. Do they have the same armor? Okay, so the Dragoon, Nurok. Did I say Nurok? Nurok, yeah, he's got slightly less armor, but let's see. He does a lot more damage against large, so that's something. All right, so let's not fall behind here. Let's make sure that I'm still playing while I'm rambling about random stuff. You could take some of these zealots and go look around, see what we've got. I might even want to go out with the heroes, because Nurok is pretty fast. Dragoons are pretty fast, I should say. Let's hotkey this and keep making probes. Now, this does use the mass recall mod, so I want to point out that everything is Brood War tech. Oh, I'm already getting attacked. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Losing probes needlessly. That's not good. All right, get in there, heroes. These heroes seem to do a lot of damage. That's great. I did lose a bunch of probes, though, so that's bad for me. It's interesting how there's, like, creep down here, but not on the ramp. It seems purposeful, though. I like how it's, like, scattered creep. That's really neat. I kind of like that. It's, like, gives it more of, like, an infested feel rather than just a big Zerg base. Okay, so we've got our gateway, which is great. And I suppose I'll get a forge just so we can get some cannons, and then also, can we make shield batteries? We can make shield batteries. Oh, yeah. And it looks like, yeah, now we have access to a Citadel of Adun, so we can speed up our zealots, too. So, looks like Korun already has the zealot speed enhancement, I think. Yeah, give him a little race here. Yeah. Korun wins by a mile! Alright, let's look around here and see if there's anything else to grab. Meanwhile, let's leave these units up here just to make sure we don't needlessly lose anything. I do want to grab, let's throw down a pylon up here so we don't get supply blocked, and then we can get a cannon in the back. Alrighty, and again, really just, cannons, they go down pretty fast. I think that's the thing about cannons. They do go down very, very, very fast. So you have to be cognizant of, like, you're not building them to do a huge amount of damage. They can if you have other units there, but they don't. They're mostly there to, like, soak up damage for just a couple seconds while you get your other units into position. If your units are already in position, then the cannons can do an immense amount of damage. And I feel like it's kind of a trade-off with Protoss defensive structures. Cannons are very versatile, but I would say their biggest weakness is that they die a little too fast. So let's just go ahead and keep getting probes, and I suppose a couple more zealots. I'm going to go ahead and queue up my ground weapons, too. Now, I'm not too familiar with how ground upgrades directly affect Protoss units. I mean, obviously, they, give you more attack damage. But, like, in Protoss 2, for example, you get that +1 on the Zealots, and it lets them 3-shot Zerglings as opposed to 2-shotting them. So I don't know how that applies in StarCraft 1. I don't really... I'm just not familiar enough. All right, so we're almost close enough. Yeah, there we go. We're going to go ahead and get a Cyber Core. We can get Dragoon range, which I assume Narok already has, but I'm not 100% sure. I assume that the heroes just already have the passive abilities for that specific unit, but I want to get some more Dragoons just in case the enemy starts coming at me with Mutalisks or something. Let's throw down this... Let's throw down one shield battery. If there's one thing I remember from Mass Recall and Enslavers that use the Mass Recall mod, it's that shield batteries are just so darn good. All right, get in there, guys. All right, I would say this is a very, very notable difficulty increase from the last mission. The last mission we really just had to build a couple units, and then that was, or a couple buildings, and then that was literally it. But that's okay. Again, it was just sort of an introduction to the fact that, hey, this is a custom campaign. Get excited, and I was excited. Okay, so yeah, shield batteries can only target one unit. They can't stack up. When I played Mass Recall, it was version 5.2, I think. Pretty sure it was 5.2. And back then, shield batteries were just a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a ton, overpowered, where they could stack up shield regeneration. Like 3 shield batteries could be healing the same thing. It was crazy. It was crazy how good it was. I don't want to take any hull damage on my heroes, even though they have a ton of health and shields. I just, I don't want to lose any health on them because they can't regenerate it. Anyway, we can start getting some Dragoons. Dragoons decent against Hydralisks. Hydralisks are technically medium. He does 45. That's pretty darn good. Zealots just do 16 damage all the time to everything. So, again, I'm pretty sure these are just the Phoenix models. I assume they used the Phoenix models in the original version of this map too. The attacks are ramping up. They're sending more Hydralisks. See, now this cannon is doing decent damage. I'm not using it to soak up damage. That's what the Zealots are for. And it is helping quite a bit. So that's... I would rather cannons do that, but when you start having to defend multiple areas, then you have to start focusing more on... You have to start focusing a bit more on using them just to kind of delay. We really don't need that gas. But just having a random gas in the middle of nowhere like that is... bit of a callback to how old Brood War or StarCraft 1. I do say Brood War a lot when I'm referring to just StarCraft 1 in general. I just call it Brood War. That's how a lot of the old maps where they'd have like a random gas and you have to build a separate nexus just for the gas. And StarCraft 2, you don't really see that anymore. All right, let's get our Zealot speed. I am going to get shields because that will help my heroes not take hull damage, even if just by a little bit. I would love to take... I might as well take this. The question is, will the Zerg attack this, or will they attack still my main base? It seems like for the most part they come over in this area. Having my units up in this area, though, should be just fine. I could make a second defense, probably at this choke point. Okay, yeah. So they do come slightly over from the right, so I didn't quite catch them. There goes the cannon. We've got the Zerglings pretty much bottlenecked here. I don't know why this Zealot just didn't want to attack, but that's okay. We can go ahead and rebuild the cannon. They can't... It seems like the Zerg can't run through these areas, so this is like a perfect spot for a cannon. I might even get... If I put one here, I will do it. The problem, though, is that it might block my probes from going around and mining the other side of the minerals. All right, so we've got the other nexus that the Zerg theoretically would not attack, as just shown. I will get a cannon, maybe just 1 or 2 cannons, though. That should be fine. So we checked up here. There was nothing. Rescue High Templar held captive by the Zerg. Destroy the Zerg infestation. I think I'm going to go ahead and get some more units before I do anything crazy here. We need more pylons. We got a ton of area, there's a ton of space down here to build, so let's go ahead and do that. Crouton. There it was! Crouton. It's more like... Maybe it's Groupon. Groupon, you know, the highly successful business where you can purchase tickets for you and your friends at a great discounted price. Groupon just paid me $200 for that plug, so... Actually, is Groupon still successful? You never hear about it anymore. I remember like 2-3 years ago, like right when I was getting out of... Like, I remember in the years when I was just getting out of college, Groupon was huge, but now I don't know. I'm sure it still exists, right? But I just haven't really heard about it. Dragoon's just so good. I feel like they're very vulnerable to Zerglings. I'm going to leave Corrin at home, honestly, because I think he's most in danger, but I will bring Narok. I'm trying to remember their names. I'm going to leave Corrin at home, though. It seemed like they actually did divert and go for this base, so I will also get 2 cannons, maybe. One thing that I don't remember, I don't think the Mass Recall mod effectively did this, but in the original StarCraft, trees gave you like a 30% evasion or something like that. It wasn't technically evasion, but basically attacks would miss you 30% of the time, and what actually would happen was the attacks that were incoming, like the projectiles, would just slightly, like, you could see they were like slightly missing. They would hit like the pixel next to your unit so it wouldn't register as damage. Is really interesting. And I wonder if that's carried over to Mass Recall or not. I really have no idea. Let's go ahead and get level 2 shields. I'm just going to get all the shield upgrades. Let's get more Dragoons, because boy, are they good. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with this, especially with Narok. He does a huge amount of damage, so I'm not really sure if we're going to need many more things. I love the Dragoon models in Mass Recall. I think they did such a good job at designing these things. I know there were a lot of people engaged in making the different models, so I think it was a really, really smart decision for Team Antioch. That is the team of the map makers. That's what they're called, Team Antioch. It was very smart of them to use Mass Recall, because it makes sense. I mean, it's Brood War, or Starcraft 1, what have you. The only reason I keep correcting myself when I'm saying that is I've seen people on like Reddit and the forums who get really up in arms when someone says Brood War. They're like, excuse me, it was Starcraft 1. And I'm like, motherfucker, you know what I meant. You need to calm down. You know, you could say I need to calm down, because clearly I'm a little upset about it. Alrighty, so I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'm just going to get like a shit ton more zealots. In fact, I could get more gateways too. I've got the income. Let's get 2 more gateways, and let's move out, and we can always pull back if this is not enough, but I would expect this to be. Our zealots have the leg upgrade, so we don't have to worry about we don't have to like hotkey our Dragoons separately. At least I don't think so. Is there anything up here? Doesn't seem like this is going to take me anywhere, is it? Ah, okay. Interesting. I wonder if you could build up there. That'd be a good spot for cannons. I'm realizing now I need to leave some stuff at home. I don't think these cannons will be enough. I can get more cannons. I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting more cannons. I'm going to throw another one down there because I have the money. If you have the money, make more cannons. You know, that's what I always say. In fact, I don't think I've ever said that before. But pretend like I've said that a lot, and then I'll say that's what I always say, and it'll make me sound knowledgeable as if I've said something, and then I can, you know, back it up now because I'm doing it the second time. Or multiple times. All right, let's go check out the Zerg here. I actually really like the scattered creep. I'm not 100% sure if it's intentional. Actually, I think it is. This is so cool with the creep coming down the cliffs. It really, again, it just gives like a more of an infested feel as opposed to, look out, there's creep colonies. All right. I don't know what I'm really looking for here, if there's going to be like rescuable units, but I doubt it. All right, I am recording this right after I recorded the first mission. Ooh, look at this. Cool, we got some extra zealots. I didn't see any subtitles pop up, so I didn't quite catch what he said there. Okay, so I see now. So all these hydralisks were certainly triggered by rescuing those, but I had more than enough stuff. Oh, Lord. All right, keep hitting them. Keep hitting them. Narok, I'm assuming, is contributing a huge amount. Okay, I see there's the base, the Zerg base here. Can I hit anything from up here? It looks like I can just barely hit some of the buildings from up here. Can you... I don't think they can hit anything else, so I think I'm just going to go down there. All right. Now's your time to shine, cannons. I don't know, is 4 cannons enough? 4 cannons should be more than enough. Again, they do good damage, but they go down very, very fast. This is going to be close. I'm probably going to lose. Yeah, I lost 2 of the 3, or 2 of the 4, maybe 3. All right, let's go. And theoretically, if we're attacking Brown, then he won't be able to send units to me, because all of his units that are going out to attack my base will get stopped as I go. All right, come on now. I think I've got a lot of zealots here, so this is probably more than enough. Let's hotkey these, make more dragoons and zealots, and we are supply blocked. All right, they do have, they've got some units in here, but I think I've got more than enough zealots. And they're mostly, the zealots mostly are there to just distract so that my dragoons can just do a huge ton of damage. Because again, Narok alone, he's doing 67 damage to buildings, because I think all buildings are considered large. That's huge. All right, these zealots are dead. Whoops. That's what happens when, you know, you let your zealots get distracted. Melee units, they tend to do that. That's why I like fire bats and such. They just kind of get distracted. Get down here, guys. I need you to defend my dragoons. I'm going to lose 1 dragoon there probably. No, he survived. All right, get back in there, guys. All right, big question. How aggressively does the enemy rebuild? He is rebuilding units. That's acceptable. Is he going to rebuild a shit ton of buildings or no? That's where the question lies. I don't know what this is. I like this real big circle thing. Where are the captive? Where are the captive High Templar? All right, cool your jets, guys. That sounded. Okay, so here's the High Templar. I don't want these guys to die, so I'm going to pull them back. We can't turn them into Archons to increase their survivability, but they do have Storm. I like that I have these. All right, get down there, guys. Attack. Oh, we still got... Ooh, get out of there. All right, so yeah, unless you're like really, really cognizant of what your Zealots are doing at all times, they're probably just going to run off to the side and be like, ooh, Sunken Colony over here. Hey, see you guys. I'll be back never because I'm going to die because it's 2 Zealots against 4 Sunken Colonies as the Dragoons are focusing down a hatchery. Silly Zealots. Tricks are for kids. You know, if you're old enough, you'll remember those commercials. Unless Trix still runs commercials. Do cereals in general still run commercials? Like, do kids' cereals still have commercials? I don't know. I don't have cable, so I don't ever really watch advertisements in general. That's just when you don't... I mean, I have a TV, obviously, but I just don't have a... That's what I'm recording on. I actually have a... Well, I have a monitor, and then I have a television as my second monitor so that I have something with speakers. All right, that looks like it. That was it. That was it. Rescue the High Templar again. None of the objectives check off, but that's fine with me. I enjoyed that mission. It was a little more of a... I feel like this mission and the last mission were a combination of the first Protoss mission from the fall. So I'm kind of on the edge of my seat to see if we're ever going to see some story coming out of this, if the briefings are going to start being a little more so. Also, if there's any in-game talking cinematics. Well, they're probably not going to be cinematics because this is a remake of a StarCraft 1 maps where there weren't really in-game cinematics per se. I guess add... What am I thinking? Why can't I speak? Add text. Text? What is the... Subtitles. Add subtitles. Lord. Okay, that's saying if there's going to be in-game text. I don't even know if there is. Alrighty, this has been Jayborino. I can't speak. I'll see you next time. Bye.